Hey everyone, I'm going to talk about what the Visual Arts Journal is and how you can use it. Here's the title slide. Here are the answers to these questions. Much of the written work submitted at the end of this course will draw from the Visual Arts Journal. Part of your journal will be selected, adapted, and presented for assessment. And before I continue, I want to mention that I'm doing the screencast with my notes at the bottom, so if you want to follow along or just turn the volume off, you can see what's being said. So once again, the journal is used for all three of these assessment criteria, and the assessment criteria relate to each other. This graphic shows how they are related, and for each of these bullet points, the journal can be used to document and accomplish these things. It's really a fundamental activity of the course because it is used for all three components. And if you're wondering what can go into your journal, the answer is that you can put drawings, designs, paintings, sketches, annotated diagrams, plans, notes and ideas, critical comments and reflections, photographs, and collections of objects. Your journal could take the form of a sketchbook, a series of notebooks, a binder, a folder, Tumblr, digital files, Google Slides, or a collection of these. It's really your choice, whatever serves you well, and whatever you can keep organized and access easily. Your journal is the starting point. It's very likely that a lot of experimentation, trial and error, and trying new techniques will occur in your journal. This would be the logical place for you, the student, to explore different media and also explain your ideas about what you are doing. Gradually, therefore, over a period of weeks and months, the journal will build up into a record of the development of your ideas, aims, and intentions. Different processes, the acquisition of technical skills, including some successes and failures. According to the Visual Arts Guide from the IB, the journal documents, quote, the development of art-making skills and techniques, experiments with media and technologies, personal reflections, your responses to first-hand observations, creative ideas for exploration and development, your evaluations of art practices and art-making experiences, your responses to diverse stimuli and to artists and their works, detailed evaluations and critical analysis, records of valued feedback received, and challenges you have faced and your achievements. That's a long, rather academic quote, but that is straight from the Visual Arts Guide, and it does encompass the entirety of what the Visual Arts Journal is for. And just a brief aside, for the slides that I'm showing, some of them are from the same journal, like these 5 are from a student who focused on photography from their journal, whereas other slides are just like random single pages from different journals. I'm doing this so that you can see a progression within a journal, but also so that you get an idea of what different journals can look like. There really is no rule. It's whatever works for you, whatever can be used easily for these different things that you need it for. All right, so what I want to do now is talk about the journal in relation to the 3 assessment components, which are the comparative study, the exhibition, and the process portfolio. For your information, the process portfolio, which is here, is essentially an adaptation of the Visual Arts Journal. So given that basically the Visual Arts Journal is turned into the process portfolio, but you actually need the journal for the comparative study and the exhibition. So let's just go over how you use it for those things quickly. For the comparative study, the journal is used for recording your experiences and learning, together with impressions, reflections, and any relevant research. You should use your journal to record your investigation and responses to artworks and exhibitions. This includes interpretations, evaluations, and comparisons. You will select, adapt, and present what you have recorded in your journal as the basis for the comparative study task. The journal is related to the exhibition and used for it in the sense that you can record your intentions for your original artworks and reflect on the process of resolving them. You will select, adapt, and present what you have recorded in your journal as the basis for materials submitted for the curatorial rationale, and that is part of the exhibition assessment. We're going to go over it in class, but if you want to know what the curatorial rationale is in detail, it is in your visual arts guide, or you can just search it online. There's a lot of information about it, but it is part of the exhibition. How else can you use your journal for the exhibition assessment? You can actually plan your exhibition in your journal using floor plans of available spaces to decide which artworks you will display where. You may wish to consider what relationships need to be established between works and their placement within the exhibition, along with consideration of the exhibition environment and factors which may affect the way in which your work is experienced. The journal should contain personal responses and experiences, such as visits to museums, galleries, and exhibitions. These provide valuable first-hand opportunities for investigation and should be used to inform your work wherever possible. Your interaction and engagement with local artists or collections should also be recorded in the journal. So now that we've looked at how the journal is used for the process portfolio, the comparative study, and the exhibition, I'm going to wrap up this screencast with a couple more notes. This is a reminder that the journal underpins every aspect of the course. It can take many forms, but whatever the format, it will document all aspects of your art-making journey for the next year and a half. This includes experiments with media, research, reflections, observations, and personal responses. Practically speaking, you should attempt to use your journal every day to document, think, reflect, plan, and explore. Using your journal in this way will serve you well when you have to complete assessment criteria. Because basically, if you document everything that happens to you artistically over the next year and a half, you're going to have so much material to use when you do need to fulfill the assessment criteria. And if you do have any questions about any of this, email me. We're going to, after I give you a few days to watch this, we will have a few minutes in class for you to bring up questions that you have about this. But for now, I'm going to say thanks for listening and see you later.